world is facing a humanitarian crisis like never before. Over 130 million people are displaced globally, a figure unmatched in human history. Catastrophic events from hurricanes, earthquakes, and flash floods to devastating wars are a major cause of the world's death and suffering. Today, over $51 billion is required to respond to these humanitarian needs. Global unity is now our greatest strength. There's no greater power for change than a community. When forces unite and partners align, especially in the field of humanitarian aid, no challenge is too big. But as the world changes, so must we. Dubai Humanitarian, previously known as the International Humanitarian City, is embracing a bold new vision for the future, to leverage their collective powers in a way that will unite nations, foster innovation, and expand global impact, bringing hope and resilience to those in need. A journey of over 20 years. Now, let's look back on how it all began.
Whether man-made or caused by nature, the crises are increasing. And of course, the impact of climate change is appearing more and more. So many people depend on humanitarian needs to survive.
During Kosovo's conflict in 1999, over 1 million people were displaced. Humanitarian workers braved horrific winter conditions to dispatch critical supplies every day. They were lifelines, coordinating and distributing shelter, blankets, medicine, and food to families and children in some of the most violent and danger-prone areas.
In 1999, there was a Kosovo emergency operation. Then we were there actually at the border receiving refugees. And refugees are walking barefoot in snow. So we were there with all the relief supplies, mostly blankets actually. And to take them and wrap them in these blankets was an experience I will never forget.
Coordination is really a very important term in the work we do. Many things can change during an emergency. The type of aid you send can change. The affected place can change. You need to manage this flow of information and coordinate with other partners and parties to be able to deliver aid on time.
So as humanitarian organizations, we have to constantly adapt to see what do people need. And it's quite simple. The best way to know that is to ask them.
Accessibility is one of the main issue while responding to emergencies. You have to make sure that the airport is active, the capacity of the airport, tools available, the length of the runway sometimes affect the type of the plane that you are going to use.
In a disaster, needs change by the minute. It's up to the organizations and humanitarian hubs to keep up with the pace and communicate effectively. Logistics is a huge piece of the puzzle.
Logistics takes a big part of the cost of transporting the relief items. We had so many cases that sometimes we pay for the transportation more than the value of the items itself. But again, we cannot compare cost of transportation with people's life.
In February 2023, an earthquake with a magnitude of 7.8 struck the border of Turkey and Syria, with an aftershock of 7.5 magnitude following soon after. It was one of the most severe natural disasters of the century, taking the lives of over 60,000 people and injuring 59,000 others.
We, as in the IHC, has established a very simple mechanism by WhatsApp. What's more informal than that? To say there's been an emergency there's been the earthquake in Turkey. We are organizing a plane and we've got this much cargo space.
Time is critical in any crisis. Within hours, resources are allocated. Flights are scheduled through airline partners like Emirates and Dubai Royal Air Wing, and supplies are procured. It's an intense race against the clock, and in the case of the Syria-Turkey earthquake, the team orchestrated an extraordinary feat. 13 flights of humanitarian aid in just 10 days.
The directive was immediately issued to provide almost 100 ton immediately, free of charge. And that we provided across all our 10 flights per week that we operate into Turkey. We've moved various commodities like blankets, tents, medical equipment, so all the essential goods that had to be provided.
Today, we have our warehouses here, given by IHC. It's a facility that is enabling us to move faster, to reach those who are in need.
We started IHC. It was a vision of the leadership. The whole idea is the focus is to be able to reach out and help whenever we can without strings attached in the process. Today we are about 80 different members.
The first IHC was located behind the Burj Khalifa in a primary location, but very far from the heart of the logistics component. We are close to the Al Maktoum Airport, close to the Jebel Ali port. We have 140,000 square meters between offices, warehouses, storage, open space.
This relocation enabled Dubai Humanitarian to significantly boost its operational capacity. They went from holding $47 million of stocks in 2017 to $150 million in 2023. This surge proved invaluable when confronting one of the world's most devastating pandemics. As the COVID-19 pandemic swept across the globe, it brought unprecedented challenges, infecting over 700 million people and killing over 7 million others. It triggered worldwide lockdowns and overwhelmed health systems. Humanitarian hubs worked around the clock to get life-saving vaccines and care to those affected.
The IHC responded quickly. They supported the World Health Organization with providing additional space. We've more than doubled in size during 2020. We've expanded our cold chain storage facilities. We have a kitting facility that allows us to put together various types of health kits if needed. And it's just the support that we needed across the entire process, from receiving goods from international sources to being able to clear those effectively and distribute them globally at a time when most countries were restricting the export of health supplies.
In January 2021, Dubai launched the Vaccine Logistics Alliance to speed up the distribution of COVID-19 vaccines around the world through the Emirate. The alliance included Emirates Airlines, DP World, Dubai Airports, and Dubai Humanitarian.
We've seen an exponential growth in demand. So instead of filling 100 orders in a year, we filled 350. And now, today we're on track to fill 600 requests. So the exponential growth has been driven in part by COVID, but mainly due to natural disasters and conflicts. And that growth continues today.
The UAE's strategic location and logistics expertise were key in swiftly getting vaccines to where they were needed most, boosting the world's fight against the pandemic.
The contribution from this country vis-à-vis the COVID-19 pandemic was really exceptional. Dispatching supplies, essential items which were the most difficult to find, into another 120, 130 countries. Unfortunately, we had even the worst combination of the emergencies where you have simultaneously COVID-19 pandemic plus.
Oh my God!
We have breaking news out of Lebanon's capital, Beirut. A large explosion has rocked the city.
In August 2020, Beirut was rocked by a massive explosion at the port. A large ammonium nitrate stockpile was stored unsafely, claiming the lives of 218 people and leaving 300,000 homeless. It has been recorded as one of the biggest non-nuclear blasts in history.
The Beirut blast, it was during COVID-19. We have to support the operations of our members responding to COVID-19. At the same time, whenever there is an emergency happening, also we have to respond.
Sometime around, I would say 3 in the morning, we received the confirmation that the Dubai government was going to donate a full charter flight for the airlift. Approximately 24 hours after the blast, that cargo was being delivered in Beirut, and our team was delivering that consignment to the local hospitals.
In Dubai, generosity is a way of life. Here, giving back is a core value that defines its people and its culture.
We grew up in a culture that's doing the right deed, giving is part and parcel of what we do. We call the faith pillars, one of the 5 pillars, which is called zakah, a mandatory right in everybody's wealth to be given to the needy. So when you grow in that culture, doing something like this is completely natural.
We have to support here from the government. We have to support here from the industry, who is affiliated like Emirates Airlines and all these organizations who very generously work together.
As soon as the ISC was established, we became part of the ISC. And there were multiple factors, the location of Dubai, but also the multiple opportunities it provided, being there, and also the policies of the government.
As emergencies increase, so does the need for humanitarian leaders. To enhance the speed and efficiency of humanitarian efforts, data is the future. By diligently analyzing field experiences, insights can be extracted and funneled into a centralized data bank maintained by humanitarian organizations. This invaluable resource empowers stakeholders to come up with new ways to optimize aid efficiencies.
But what we did when we developed the Humanitarian Logistic Data Bank was to create a platform where you can easily see what is available, the nearest hub, who is the owner of the stock, and if the quantity is sufficient or not, and to get this information in less than a minute.
Just imagine that if any agency would need to dig manually into where are the available stocks around the world, who can deliver it, how long would that take, and how long would the people needing life-saving assistance would actually wait.
As we face overwhelming humanitarian challenges, the call for unity is louder than ever. It's a time to strengthen bonds and streamline our response across nations to save time, money, and resources. Alone, we can only do so much, but together, we become unstoppable.
The IHC is a community, and together I think we're stronger. And that's what the IHC does. It harnesses the strengths of each individual organization. The savings in terms of the time, that saves lives, but in terms of the funding, it allows us to save resources that can then be used to procure more medicines and to deliver more assistance to those who need them.
Global collaboration not only tracks and manages relief resources more efficiently through the data bank, but also allows us to learn from one another. A united force that fosters meaningful connections where we can exchange ideas, stories, skills, and invaluable hands-on experiences.
The example which has been set by International Humanitarian City to bring it all together and respond as one is something I would say, if it can be replicated worldwide, will be something very, very important.
And this can be done only and exclusively if we are able to work together for one humanity.
There's no denying that the world is in a state of chaos. But amidst all the turmoil, there are moments of hope and inspiration. Our goal? To become the pioneering global humanitarian hub, a powerhouse uniting 11 humanitarian hubs ready to extend help further and faster. A world safety net rooted in collaboration, innovation, and action, getting aid to those suffering in a way that's never been done before. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum once said, "The word impossible is not in leaders' dictionaries. No matter how big the challenge, strong faith, determination, and resolve will overcome them."